Welcome to this new episode. I'm your host, Alex Figueroa, and before we get started, please subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, smash that bell button, so every time new videos are out weekly, you guys will be notified. But let's get right into my Blues Brothers 4K Ultra HD Steelbook review, unboxing, plus digital code giveaway. And of course, the digital rules will be given after the unboxing. So let's get right into the review. This movie, I give it a 4 out of 5. It's great. This film is fantastic. If you know anything about the Blues Brothers, they were a Saturday Night Live skit, and then Dan Aykroyd brought it to the movies. And again, it's a great film if you love classic blues music. It has a lot of legends in music. You have Ray Charles, you have Aretha Franklin, and the list goes on. For those of you who do not know the movie, I'm going to give you a spoiler-free version of the plot. Basically, the Blues Brothers have to come up with $5,000 and give it to the IRS by like 10 in the morning in Chicago, Illinois. That's pretty much the whole movie. But while that's going on, they play this big concert to raise the money. They come across law enforcement. They have bizarre chase scenes with the cars. They have great musical numbers. Let me just tell you, this is one of the things about this musical that is fantastic is the music. Each song is memorable, from the Blues Brothers singing to Aretha Franklin singing to Ray Charles singing. Every song you will be singing along if you know the songs, but you will get into it. Even James Brown is in it, and he plays a priest, which is hilarious, but it's still awesome. It's a great film. I'm telling you, I recommend it for anyone that loves musical and loves classic rock, soul music, blues. This music is for you. I'm telling you, this movie actually is for you. And that's why I give it a 4 out of 5. It's a great film and it's endless. I mean, it still holds up in time. Right? To me, it does. I don't know what other people think about it, but for me, I give this a 4 out of 5. It is great. Now, in terms of the 4K, this is where I'm going to get really harsh about this. Since, I mean, this is my favorite franchise in terms of the Blues Brothers, in terms of musical. But the 4K transfer of this movie, it's good. I give this a 3 out of 5. It's not even great and it's not even perfect. Throughout the movie, there's tons of blurry sections throughout the movie. It's not, the HDR is not popping on this because, again, this movie came out in 1980, so there's no like color like popping out at you. This is a flat palette of colors. They didn't try to clean up the footage as much. So you get a lot of graininess, a lot of blurry scenes, a lot of other out of focus shots. Again, in terms of 4K, this is good, not even great, not even perfect. And it hurts me to say this, but yeah, this is, to me, I think out of all the movies that I reviewed, this is kind of the lowest in 4K that I went down. Normally I go 4s and 5s, but this time this is a 3 because honestly, when you watch this movie, it's not even up there in terms of 4K. In terms of video, the same exact thing. It's a 3 out of 5. It's blurry. The characters don't look as clear that you normally do. Like even if like Mask of Zorro was clear. Certain scenes, they're clear. Again, Blues Brothers, you get like 1 or 2 or 3 or maybe 4 scenes that they're super clear. But throughout the whole movie, they're not even as clear like a 4K transfer clear. Their clothing, it's fine. The blacks are blacks, you know. Again, this is not a movie that it's out there in color. So it's not like the popping in reds and blues and greens. It's a lot of dark. So that part are all cool. But again, you got this graininess around the movie, a lot of blurry scene. Like, I don't understand why would you call this a 4K transfer when it's not actually a 4K. It looks like a Blu-ray. They just threw it in a 4K and just gave it a little bit more of enhancement. To me, that, I mean, I'm being a little harsh on it, but it's kind of true. This is not a 4K transfer that I wanted, and I was so excited to get this disc to watch and review. But I give it a 3 out of 5. It's good. It's not great and it's not perfect. The same thing with the 4K. In terms of audio, the audio is a 5 out of 5. It is perfect. I mean, from the music, the dialogue, everything stands out. Even the car chases, the car chase scenes, the crashing, everything stands out. It's not Adobe Atmos. To me, I think it's still, I think it's 7.1 soundtrack, but still, it's great and it's phenomenal. But in terms of everything else, honestly, I'm a little disappointed. in the disc, but I'll talk about that after the extra features. Now, the extra features is 3 out of 5. You get good. You get 3 documentaries. You get 1 behind the scenes of the making of Blues Brothers. You get Remembering John Belushi. And then the other one, I believe, is John Landis is talking about how he made the movie also. It's like another making of. And honestly, that is pretty cool. I gave that a 3 out of 5. Look, overall, it's an 18 out of 25. Overall rating, I gave it a 3 out of 5. It's a good disc, not great and not perfect. And again, now I'm going to talk about a little bit. I'm a little saddened to say that I was hoping that this disc was going to be amazing in terms of transfer, like super clear, the soundtrack be Dolby Atmos, but actually it is not. And I'm kind of sad and kind of angry that the fact that I paid $20, which is not bad. I would pay $20 for this. I mean, I got the Steelbook version of Blues Brothers, and I have another Steelbook, which is the Blu-ray version, which is their hands in blue. But in terms of the transfer, I was very disappointed in the image quality. It was very sad to see that they didn't try to put an effort in clearing up this movie. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's kind of sucks that it looked the way it does, because this is a great musical and they should have did it the way it needed to be done, handled properly, because I don't think Grease will ever be touched like this and get destroyed like they did with Blues Brothers. I bet Grease will get cleaned up to the max that you think that this movie came out like 2 weeks ago. So in terms of that, I know I'm crapping on it, but it's still a good disc. For those of you that are Blues Brothers fan, if you have it on Blu-ray, I don't think you should upgrade it unless you want the soundtrack of the movie. And then great. And then also it does come with an extended cut, which is an extra 25 to 30 minutes into the movie, but they do not touch up nothing on it. It's horrible in terms of the video quality added to the movie. So take that with a grain of salt. If you guys want to see it, then check it out. It's 2 hours and I think 40 plus the movie, because it's really long. I watched that first. Other than that, look, it's a pickup for those that are Blues Brothers fan. If you're not a Blues Brothers fan, just get it on Blu-ray. But if you want the 4K, hey, pick it up. You will enjoy it. It's a great film. But sit back and enjoy the unboxing of Blues Brothers Steelbook and enjoy. All right, guys, so let's get right into the 4K digital code giveaway rules. Rule number 1, sub to the channel. Rule number 2, like the video. And number 3, leave a comment. What are your thoughts on the Blues Brothers movie soundtrack? What do you think? It was like awesome, great if you saw this. If not, if you haven't seen it, just leave a comment down below. Whatever your thoughts on the Blues Brothers. Again, the contest ends Monday, May 25th at 8 p.m. Eastern. Again, sub to the channel, like the video, and leave a comment. What are your thoughts on the Blues Brothers? And again, the contest will end Monday, May 25th at 8 p.m. Again, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, smash that bell button, so every time new videos are out weekly, you guys will be notified. Until then, geek out.